I do believe that Gears of War Reloaded will be a short-term success before Gears E-Day drops, but if it's just basically a one-to-one upgrade of Gears Ultimate Edition, with barely any changes, then I don't really think it'll exceed expectations in a major way, unless we get one all-timer mode in the game. As always, I'm your host Abz, and here is why Gears of War Reloaded needs Horde mode, and how it should be added. Whether the Coalition add it is another story, and I doubt it'll happen, but I gotta get my feedback out there, so let's get into this. Now where do I begin? Horde mode has been a pillar of any mainline Gears game release since Gears 2, and it rightfully earned its place in every mainline entry since its inception. PvE deserves its place in a remastered Gears 1, since the PvE concept wasn't included in Gears 1 in 2006, and the game desperately needs people to stick around after finishing the campaign. So why not have Horde mode in Gears Reloaded? Have all the Locust enemies from Gears 1 in there, or even enemies in later entries, so there's a diverse enemy roster. And of course, PvE for Gears has a massive fanbase and community, but not only that, it could be very appealing to new gamers on PC and PlayStation who don't want to come up against sweats like us in multiplayer. So yeah, there's only positives to come from the addition of a Horde mode to Reloaded, without a doubt. So in terms of the enemy roster, we're looking at Lambent Wretches, Locust Wretches, Locust Drones, Grenadiers, Grenadier Elites, Sniper Drones, Theron Guards, Boomers, and then for boss fights, we've got Seeders, Reavers, Corpses, Brumacs, Berserkers, and of course General Ram for Wave 50. Of course, the enemy AIs are already there from the campaign. All TCA would need to do is add some Horde UI in game for the waves and the XP. Add some character voice lines at the start of every wave from Gears 3, since they ported many characters from Gears 3 anyway. And yeah, not much else, so it's definitely doable. Of course, it's easy for me to say, but I genuinely do think it's doable. And you can even have the Lambent Wretches in there to be a nuisance to the Locust. That would be fun to see. But even if they can't add enemies like the Cantus, Maulers, Tickers, etc., due to time constraints since launch is next month, how about even just adding Locust drone variants like the Locust Bolters, the Cyclops? I think that's doable since their character models are available for multiplayer anyway. Even enemies like the Bolters and the Cyclops can go a long way in helping improve the Horde gameplay experience for Gears Reloaded. Give the Bolter his signature bolt-up pistol and let him dart around the map, and then give the Cyclops his trusty Lancer so he can chainsaw players from behind whenever he gets the chance. So yeah, even though I'm sure TC are all aboard the Gears E-Day train, and only a very small skeleton crew will be working on Reloaded to probably make bug fixes, I do hope that they can implement a bare bones Horde mode into the game, which would be huge for those PvE players and new players to play once they finish the campaign, in order to keep them hooked in the Gears ecosystem until Gears of War E-Day drops next year. Because honestly, I don't see a lot of new players sticking around with the PvP, given the high skill ceiling, the clunkiness and how it's aged, and just coming up against players with almost 20 years of Gears PvP experience. Please Coalition, get Horde mode in there now. That'll be perfect for a Gears 1 remastered almost 20 years later. I really do hope they have a surprise like this planned for us, or maybe I'm just smoking opium. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Subscribe for everything Gears related, and a big special thank you to those that support me further as always. I'm your host Abz, and I'll catch you guys next time.